What is going on, guys? Joey Franzo here with Flex Training Systems. A little bit of a different video today. Um, yeah, we're talking about Raw Nationals. You guys saw the little series of stories I put up yesterday, and I just wanted to kind of expand on it and explain my feelings. Talk about a lot of the stuff that you guys have voiced to me. A ton of you guys have like reposted it, told me what you guys thought about it. You guys have done your own stories. I'm just making this video to kind of break everything down, explain why I think this is a problem. And, at the end of the day, when you're super passionate about something and you want to see it improve for the better, I think you're obligated to kind of speak your mind. If anybody in the USAPL, any higher ups, see this. This is not to bash. This is simply criticism. This is simply like, look at me as someone that represents a large portion of the community. I would say that I am, one of the guys on the front lines. I guess you could say I've been to. This is gonna be my fifth nationals. I always bring a large team to nationals. It's always, generally pretty well ran event. And I just wanted to kind of bring up some of the concerns with how the prices like going up every year, and address some of the like there is some reasoning for the price going up, and then just kind of talk about provide some perspective, and just kind of let everybody know where like kind of as a community we stand, point out some things that I think should change, some things that might be good that are already in place. Again, the purpose of this video is to make it a better experience for everyone. I think it's shown time and time again when you don't listen to your community, bad things can happen when push comes to shove. Like other federations can start, people start, just a lot of different things can happen. You guys know me. I'm very big into the gaming industry. It's happened time and time again. If you have a developer, right, that has like gaming is a very competitive market. There's a lot of other, games that offer similar things. If one developer mistreats its community, they jump ship to something else. Granted, we don't necessarily have that right now in powerlifting, but it is things like this that can spawn new feds, I guess you could say. I'm not saying that's going to happen. There are other little things that could happen. Anyway, let's get into it. All right. So first off, what we have here is, a lot of people were complaining about the price of nationals. Initially when I saw it, I saw, okay, it's $150. That is the most expensive it's ever been. Granted, they did implement new qualifying totals, so it kind of makes sense. There's probably going to be less people just because of that. As of right now, as I'm making this video, this very moment, there's 833 people signed up. When I opened this up a couple minutes ago, it was only at 830, so I guess this is a live roster. And it's just, I wouldn't be surprised if it hit 1,000. We still have 3 days left. I still have to sign up. I think most people, for the most part, have signed up. So it doesn't really seem like, increasing the qualifying totals did much in terms of deterring people away. I know last year it was something around 1,100. It was the biggest meet of all time. I actually did a video promoting that meet, saying that it was the biggest meet of all time, and how this is a huge milestone, blah, blah, blah. But now, so we're here now. They're charging more. It's $150. That's pretty pricey. What can we expect from $150 team fee? That, not to mention if you're a junior that wants to do open, or if you're a junior that's strong enough to do prime time. Granted, there's a ton of juniors that are in that position. Me knowing firsthand that a lot of my guys are juniors that are going to definitely cross over both. So it's basically $185 entry fee, right? So that alone, that's pretty up there. I don't know many meets that cost that price. Actually, I don't know of any. If you're late, the price jumps to $195. Okay, so that's $230 if you're doing two divisions or whatever. If you're doing a last chance qualifier and you have no choice, so basically, if you compete from September 1st to September 15th, well, I'm assuming 15th is on a Monday or something. So obviously you want to compete that day, but you get what I'm saying. It'd be $230 if you're trying to hit up an LCQ or something like that. It's a shit ton of money for a meet, right? 833 people, it's going to go up 100%. There's no way it's not going up. So let's say 833, let's say bare minimum, everybody does one division, right? $125,000, right? Minimum, right? So you have $125,000 coming into a meet. Granted, how do we justify those costs? I mean, I don't know if they're paying spotters and loaders. I don't know if they're volunteering. I don't know if they're buying people food. I'm sure there's a lot goes into it. I'm expecting a massive production. I'm expecting this to definitely justify that price. Um, that price is pretty high, but like that's not why I'm making the video. It is just a factor that we need to consider when it comes to talking about what's coming next, right? So you have this entry fee. It's the most expensive meet of all time, right? I think I can say that. Maybe the Arnold. I know the Arnold is like that too, but that's way less people and it's a bigger production. So I'm not really sure kind of how that works. But now we get into admission. General. Nobody cares about that, right? I mean, if you have your parents coming, whatever, $10 is standard. Athletes are free. Okay, that's great. I mean, I would expect that with that entry fee, right? Coaches, this is actually not too bad. You get a free day of coaching, but it's $10 all of their days, right? So for a guy like me, let's say Wednesday I don't have to pay, but then I'm paying $10 every other day that I'm there. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday I'm lifting. So I'm paying for 3 other days. Okay, $30, whatever, not a big deal. I'm used to them taxing coaches, right? I am entering a team. Typically, what they do is when you enter a team, you're good for the week because you're paying like extra to register a team, right? Sometimes it's $100, sometimes it's 125, sometimes it's like 60. It just depends. But regardless, that makes sense. You enter a team, you usually get free. They're not doing that this year. I specifically asked that, and they said no. Coaching passes. This is where the whole shit started. Registered by the deadline by both the coach and athlete. It's $10 for the first coach, right? So on top of that big registration fee, right here, you have to pay $10 just to have a coach with you, right? And the way that they're gonna make this work is, I'm highlighting it here, but basically, me as a coach, I'm using myself as an example. I have to go in and I punch in my information. Where's the form? I believe the form is this one, right? I fill out this form, which I did already. Then they're gonna email you back, and you're gonna get a code. It's gonna look something like this, right? You get this code, and then I need to give that code to all of the lifters that would like to have me there as their coach. At that point, I guess they're going to charge them the $10, but granted, I mean, most people have more than one coach there. If you want to have multiple coaches, it is going to cost you, if I can find the tab I'm looking for. So if you want to have an additional coach, it's $20, right? So if you need 2 coaches there, it's $30. So bare minimum, you're entering one division and you need 2 coaches, you're paying $180, right? Their reasoning that I actually got an actual response, and the reasoning was that they wanted to try to keep people out of the competition area, the warm-up room, calling numbers. I guess this is what I was told. I would be very surprised to see them enforce this. Each coach is going to have a code that's assigned to a lifter, and they're going to know somehow. So only the people that have the correct codes are going to be able to go out and call numbers. That is kind of crazy to me. So let's look at me for example, right? Let's say I have 5 people on one flight, which is a very common thing that happens. 3, 4 people, whatever. I have 5 people on one flight. So all 5 of them have to pay $10 just for me to be there, right? So let's say all of them have to pay $10. There's 5 guys, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. That's $50 just for one Joey, right? Typically what I do is I'll have people there like helping them. I tell them, hey, bring your friends, do whatever. Have them help you with like loading your plates and your warm-ups. There's a lot of people competing at the same time. There's multiple platforms. I'm going to be running around. I'm just calling numbers, right? So with this in play, it's like everybody's paying $10 for me just to call numbers. I'll do whatever loading I can, but if any of them wants another person, that's another $20. I don't understand how just one per body, right? If the reasoning is you want to keep bodies out. I am one body, right? Why should I have to be paid for 5 times over for one person if I'm literally saving them space by me doing this, right? Basically what I'm trying to get across is if I'm one person assigned to 5 people, there's 4 extra spaces that can be taken up. That money should be able to go towards whoever, and everybody should be able to help everyone. It shouldn't just be, I don't understand why they wouldn't just more admission, charge more admission, and then include this in there. Just completely take out. Everybody just gets one free coach. Completely take out the $10 thing, right? That would just solve a lot of problems. To add insult to injury, it is already a super expensive meat. So it's kind of getting a little nutty here. You know what I'm saying? I'm again making this video because we need to see some sort of change. I don't think this is the best way to do it. I think how we've done it in the past has been great. The whole argument about having a lot of people in meets, I don't know about you guys, but okay, first off, in prime time, that's not even a factor, right? Prime time, there's already way less people there, so this whole thing just doesn't even apply to that. You have this whole giant warm up room designed for the entire meet for 2 flights. Maybe there's 2 separate platforms and it's 4 flights. It's perfectly fine. There's tons of room. There's never any problems. Everybody could have their own warm up rack. It's great. So prime time is covered. If they're doing a meet that's on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I don't understand. That's already going to help reduce the amount of people that are hanging around in the first place. I don't understand why extra precaution. It's like they're doubling down. You know what I mean? Not only are they spreading the meat out so it's not as crowded, but they're charging just to have people around. It's just super inconvenient. The whole thing with the code and stuff like that. Like, it should just be, oh, you're coaching at this meet, you pay this fee. This is for if you really want to do it, you could do this is for one day, this is for the whole weekend. Like they do, like when you go to a concert or something, right? One day admission, multiple days admission, whatever. I just don't. I don't like how everything has to be so compartmentalized. People already have enough stuff to worry about. There's so many other costs that go into it. Like my man Tim brought up, you're paying for Ubers, you're paying for food, flights, hotels, all these different things. Um, you know, like I said, let's see how many people now. 833 people signed up. If we don't, if that number doesn't go down, stuff like this is never going to change. Um, it could be worse. It's still not good, but I would like to see some sort of accommodations being made to make nationals a more just like straight up accommodating meet, right? The nasty taste that was in the air yesterday, just the whole just people were angry and things like that. I don't nobody has time for that, right? I'm trying to make people strong. We're trying to push limits. We're trying to break records. We're trying to win nats. We're trying to do all these things. This is the last thing that I want to be worried about. This is the last thing I want to have my lifters complaining to me about. And I just think it would be a lot better for everyone. Keep nationals 5 days. That's great. That's already going to help solve a lot of problems. Again, prime time. This is not even an issue for prime time. Like I said, of course, making sure that the venue's big enough, making sure that we have enough racks and everything for everyone, and then you know everything else should be pretty decent. I would imagine it's not going to be nearly as crowded this time around. Again, charge people for coaching. Sure, charge the coach. I don't know why it has to come out of the lifter's pocket just to have somebody there to help them. They know everybody's gonna have a coach. Who's gonna do a meet and not have a handler? You know what I mean? I can get by. I just get by with just Tina, and I'm good to go. And I've never had any complaints, and everything's been good like that. And I also, we always work in a lot of the lifters. We end up loading for each other and things like that. But I don't like when a federation that I've literally poured my heart and soul into, I've I've when I came here, I didn't even feel welcomed. Okay, I just felt like the older generation just wasn't very welcoming to the new wave that I was bringing in, and I had to really fight, scratch, claw to get to where I am today. I actually don't. Now that I think about it, I don't dislike the whole idea of having to punch in a code. That can help kind of keep things organized. I just don't understand how they're really going to enforce that. It just seems like they're making it harder on their own people. Um, There are going to be people that try to break that rule. There's going to be people that try to, slip in and help someone and do all those different things. I do like the idea of kind of making things more official. Every coach needs to be registered and stuff like that. So I'm perfectly fine with that. Um, where the money is coming from for the coach, I'm obviously not cool with that. I don't think you should have to pay, you know, additional money just to have people handling you there on top of a big entry fee. Like I said, I don't think it should get much worse than this in terms of price. Hopefully they learn from this. I will tell you this: everybody's training hard. Everybody's trying to get stronger. Where are we at right now with the roster? Still 834. Um, Go ahead and refresh it. 834 people coming into the competition. I would be next year. It's probably gonna be back to 1,000. Everybody's training hard. Everybody's trying to hit those qualifying totals. Everybody's trying to get stronger. Um, you know, it's just gonna be back where it was, and we still have all that. You still have all that money coming in. We just want to see more accommodations to be made. Typically, when there's more people that want something, um, you know, when like it really comes down to how many people can they accommodate, and then they kind of adjust the pricing, based on that supply and demand. It's not really too crazy of a concept, but I would like to think that if there's 1,000 lifters at a meet, maybe not charge 150. I can tell you right now, if they dropped it down to 125, everybody's gonna be happy about that. Maybe we're not even having this conversation. I just like if it goes up 175. If it ever comes a point where Nationals is more expensive than the Arnold, you're kind of paying for exclusivity. You're paying to be on the stage. You're paying to have no one in the warm up room. That's why I love doing that meet, because it's like, yeah, it's a little bit more expensive. It's also it's like way harder to get into, and it's just a really good overall experience, and you can expect a consistent good thing from that meet every single time. Nationals, with this many people doing it, there's going to be tons of people there. I remember, I believe it was in Florida. We did, I think it was 5 days that meet. Started on Wednesday, ended on Sunday, and there were still tons of people, back there. Um, so I don't know. I don't know, guys. I want to see change. I just want to see a little bit more. There's like such little things that USAPL can do just to make it more inviting to lifters, to make everything like I'll make tons. I'll keep promoting the federation and keep, trying to push it to be the best fit that it can be. There's just little things that I think, should be adjusted here and there. If you have people coming into your meet with large social media followings that have tons of sponsors that want to take your federation and put it at the forefront, I think you should get behind them, because, like good role models, things like that, right? I think you should get behind them. I think you should support them. It's only going to bring more people to the federation, and it's just going to, you're going to win points with the community. I think we should be welcoming to social media. I think we should embrace social media. It helps get the word out there. I don't think Nationals, like I said, would be what it is if it wasn't for social media. Um, you know, Not letting people take pictures. I mean, if you're on your phone, it doesn't seem like a big deal. But if you're taking like professional pictures, I understand that they want to try to make money through selling pictures. Plus, it is nice to say like, okay, we have a professional come in, take the pictures, and then people can buy packages if they want. That's everybody wants pictures. Everybody wants that. I don't necessarily have too much of a problem with that. I think they should just, you know, just accommodate your lifters that are promoting your federation for free. that's that's all that I'm saying. Um, Keep an eye on the pricing. Don't let it get too crazy. I don't know if I brought this up earlier, talking about how a lot of people that do these competitions are juniors, so they don't have a lot of money. There are other meets for that, so I don't really want to get too much into that. That are a lot cheaper, and at the end of the day, powerlifting is what you make it. You don't have to put a ton of money into it if you don't want to. If finances are your biggest concern, then literally just do locals. Don't worry about it. You can still take state records and things like that, and then just save up and it sounds weird saying to say save up and then you can go do nationals. um, anyway, guys, yeah, I just wanted to say having to charge to have multiple coaches back there is kind of weird. I would have rather them just include it in the entry fee, which is already high, have the coaches pay a fee and leave the lifters out of it. But it is what it is. I don't think it's going to get much higher than this. I think the USAPL is taking steps in the right direction. I think they are trying. I definitely think they are trying. They are making, just production values and things like that. It is getting better. But if they turn around next year and they charge $200 for an entry fee, and that's absurd, like, don't do it. Just don't do it. I don't know what to tell you. Just don't do it. Save your money. Do something else. Uh, I can come on here and try to speak my mind and share you guys' opinion all I want. But if, at the end of the day, it comes down to where we're putting our money, you talk with your wallet, not so much with your mouth. But yeah, guys, like I said, videos like this, I think it's progressive. I think it helps move things forward. Before I go, really quickly, if you are an international lifter, I'm curious, how much does your nationals cost? I'm very, very curious. Obviously, you guys have different circumstances than us, but if I could get a lot of people to just kind of drop that down below, we kind of get an idea of what other feds are charging and kind of how they run it. Again, any positive feedback or information you guys have regarding this topic that can lead things in a positive direction, I'm always open and willing to listen to that. Those that represent us athletes, athletes, right? Because we're powerlifters. Formally, hopefully they see this. Hopefully they can, kind of take from this and come up with some positive feedback. I'm always open to, gathering feedback from the community and trying to just make the place that we lift a better place. Like I said, I think it's moving in the right direction. Definitely not perfect. But yeah, guys, if you made it this far, drop a hashtag below. I don't even know. Say whatever you guys want. We gotta voice our opinions. Otherwise, nothing's gonna change. Like I said, I don't like when there's a nasty taste in the air. I don't like when people are coming at to me frustrated about prices and things like that. Um, if the price keeps going up, that's just going to shun more people out, and there will be a breaking point. I don't know when that is. Supposedly we're not there yet because, like I said, 830, 834 people. So we'll see where it ends up. Informative video coming next.